Let's make the down part of this dress together.
So we'll be concentrating on the skirt part of this dress. And then the first thing we want to mark is our shoulder to knee. You know, so I was starting from the measurement of the half length. That is shoulder to waist is 17. So shoulder to hip is 27. Shoulder to knee is 41. And then the full length is 62. So you might not be able to see the full length because of the camera, but I will show you later. So 17, that's our half length. Then 27, 41, that's to me. And then the full length is 62. 62. And then I draw a straight line on those points. I'm using marker so that you can see it. On a no, you should use a pencil. You should use a pencil when you are drafting your horn. But for you to see the lines, that's why I'm using this marker. This marker, if you notice the marker line is too wide, so if you use pencil or pen, it's okay. But I'm using this so that you will see. So for this style, you need very long length so that the style will come out very well. At least 45 inches for the length of the skirt part alone. Okay, and you'll be using for size 8 to 10. Use 2 yards, but from size 8 to 10, use 2 yards. From 11 upward, use 2.5 yards of fabric. Okay, so I'll show you the first thing, which is the pattern. You have to draft a straight pattern before you start. Then we're going to be using slash and spread for this method, for this style. So you use your pattern paper. So the waist is 35. 35 divided by 4 will give us, let's do it together, 35 divided by 2 and divided by 4. So that's 8.75. So no dart for the waist. You're not going to be putting any dart for the waist. So 8.75 is what I'm going to use as the dart. No dart. As the waist measurement, sorry, no dart. Then the hip is 44. So 44 divided by 4, 11 inches. So note that you're adding 5 inches to whatever your hip measurement is. Make sure you add 5 inches to it. Make sure you have 5 inches to whatever your hip measurement is. So 11 plus 5, that's 16. So the hip here will be 16 inches. Okay, and then your knee divided by 4 minus 1. So your actual knee is 11 minus 1. So that's 10. 10. You do the same thing all the way down, 10 inches. And then you can connect your length from full length to the knee line. And then you connect your hip as so. So I later had back my 1 inch. So the hip is divided by 4. I didn't minus anything because of the kind of shape I'm having. So I want something perfect from the drafting. So which means I'm going to be connecting like this. Okay, this is much better. And then straight down, the hip divided by 4. Okay, and then I'm going to be cutting out. I don't want any sharp points there. So I'll cut out. And then I will use this same pattern to cut the back part of this pattern. I use the front to cut the back. Let's just keep this to cut the back so it cannot. So I need to bring another pattern. To join it to this one. So like I said, I'm using the front to cut the back, and then I need to have allowance for zipper. You know the back will have zip, so I need to make that allowance. Okay. So I'm going to add 1 inch for the allowance. For the zipper allowance, you can add up to 1.5 inch, but I will be adding just 1 inch. 1 inch is fine for the zipper allowance. So that's what I'm adding. You add that all the way down. This is why I don't like using marker. or my ruler painted with the marker. So it's advisable you use your pencil or your pen to give you a good line, not white lines like this. So I'm using the marker so that you will see what I'm drawing clearly. So the next thing I'll do is to cut out. Just cut out exactly like that. So this is the outcome after I've cut out. This is the front pattern, and then I use it to cut the back pattern, and this is what we have. Okay, with the allowance for the zipper allowance. So the next thing I will do is to turn the back like this, and then I rule out the lines. This is the knee line, the hip line. So the next thing we will do now is to join, because if you look at this side, you will see that there's no joining at the side. The only joinings we'll have is at the center front here, and then at the back. That is the back. This is the back. Okay, so we want to join these two lines, the sides together. So I'll be doing that using my sellotape. So I'm using the sellotape to do that. Join like so. And I'm going to be joining up to the hip side. Like so. Just take your time, it's not easy. We have to join it to achieve the style line. So when we get to this place, you see that it's difficult to join. So this is what we will do. We'll cut the hip line, not total. Yeah, you join like so. Make sure you calm down when you are doing this joining. So because of the abnormality it was giving me when I was trying to join the side, I had to remove the sellotape. Then I reduced the hip. I reduced it 2 inches from the hip. You know, I added 5 inches to hip divided by 4. So now we have 3 inches added to our hip divided by 4. So you see that it's easier for me to just maneuver and put my sellotape. So you have to calm down and do this so that it will be perfect like this. So the next thing we want to do is to draw our star line, our drape line, that is the slash and spread line, to get that effect on the skirt. So I want all the line to end on the knee line. So this is what I will do. You can make it 33 inches. Let's see what we have here. Here we have 14 inches. Let's see 33 inches. So the last two is 2.5 inches. So that's what I'm going to be drawing. And I want the line to be perfect all the way down. So I'm going to do the same thing I did for this center form. 3 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches, and the last one I divide by 2, that's 2.5. Then at the center back I'll do the same thing from the hip line, 3 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches, then the last one will be 2.5 inches. I want to connect those lines as it were. I've drawn them to connect them like that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 lines. And what do? This is the center front, so we're going to be slashing, but not total to the center back. Let's start from here. You're not going to slash everything. Once you get almost to the end of the back, you stop slashing. Don't slash total. That's what you're going to do all through for each of the lines. Don't slash all through. We're just going to have two joining at the center front and joining at the back. Don't slash through. Once you are close to the end, you stop slashing. Okay. So this is the last line, the eighth line. So it slashes towards the back. So what this means, since we are not cutting off the back, it means that the front is going to be, center front is going to be fuller than the center. So the center back remains the same, no slashing there, and then the waist also remains the same. The only place we have fullness is at the center front and at the side. So this is how it's going to be, and then we'll spread it on our fabric, making sure you have at least 3 inches in between your slash, 3 inches at least for the fullness effect. And so the next thing is to transfer to our fabric. Okay. So like I said, you need a minimum of 2 yards of fabric. This fabric is called jumbo, so I don't know what that name, but it's called jumbo in this area. So you need a minimum of 2 yards to 3 yards, depending on how full you want it. So this one is actually 3 yards, but you fold into, I folded it into 2, just 2, because you need 2 pieces of that pattern that we just made. So I folded into 2. Whatever that is remaining will be at that folded part, so that I don't waste this fabric. So the next thing you will do is to carry the pattern gently, and then you place it on it like so. So the next thing we will do is to place our pattern on the fabric. So the fabric, I said you use minimum of 2 yards to 3 yards, depending on the fullness you want. For me, I folded it into 2, as you can see, and then I'm trying to arrange my pattern. You should have at least 3 inches to 4 inches between the gap. Okay, so trying to get that done. Okay. So after that, I'm going to be having half-inch round to the front, to the center front, because there's going to be joining at the center front, and then on the waist I'll add half-inch also to join to the half length, and then the down part I'm going to be adding 1 inch like that. So that is what I'm going to do now. So I've added all my allowance around, and then the next thing is to cut out. So the back still remains. I've added half-inch to this waist. I'll just be following my marking, and then the back. No additional allowance added to the back. So the back is. So here's what we have after the cutting, as you can see. So this is what you should have, what you should be having after cutting. And then you can keep your pattern in case you want to erase it. So after joining, this is what you will have after joining the center front. So you have this, and then the next thing you will do is to iron gently. You can weave it one, then open up and iron it. You iron it all the way down. Now when you are done ironing, the next thing you will do is to bring it like this, and then on the center front, you start your pleats. You pleat on, leave 1 inch. You know you are going to be sewing half-inch to the half length, so leave 1 inch. So you start pleat on the 1 inch like so. So you start arranging your pleats like that. until you get to the knee. So you get to let it be close to the waist, and then let your pleat face up. Let the pleat face up like that. You can have like 5 to 6 pleats depending on the kind of allowance you left. So you make sure your line is on each other like that. So you continue to pleat until you have the desired length that you want. So you measure what you have here. If it's enough for the length to complete your dress length, then you stop. Then you take to your sewing machine and then you run a straight stitch on the line, on the center front. That's it will give, you know, the joint will give you a line. So you run a stitch on it and tack it, and then you do your back as well. You sew the 1 inch allowance that you added. Leave like 9 inches for your zipper allowance, and then you sew the remaining 1 inch all the way down. But if you want a slit at the back, you leave like 18 inches or 19 inches, and then you end your stitch, and then you join to your half length. And that is all about this dress. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and comment, like, so that others can learn as well. See you on the next one.